Gather round, Bible lovers, for one of the juiciest tales from the ancient kingdom of Israel. This is a story of ambition, power, and epic destruction, starring none other than Queen Jezebel, one of the Bible's most notorious ladies. And let me tell you, her story is one for the ages. When it comes to biblical bad boys and girls, nobody tops Judas and Jezebel. Seriously, they're like the original villains of Scripture, and they've been typecast as the pinnacle of betrayal and wickedness for over 2 millennia. Imagine being so notorious that not a single Christian parent in their right mind would ever think of naming their kid after you. Welcome to the world, little Jezebel. Yeah, right, that's never happening. Jezebel wasn't just any girl. She was born into royalty in the lush coastal city of Sidon. Her daddy, Ethbal, was not only the king, but was also the top priest of the Phoenician gods. Growing up, Jezebel was surrounded by opulence and luxury, groomed for power from the get-go. Imagine little Jezebel playing among the splendor of her father's court, with rituals and ceremonies for Baal and Asherah, the fertility and storm gods, as her daily backdrop. As she blossomed, her beauty became the talk of the town, rivaled only by her sharp intellect and fierce loyalty to her gods. You see, Jezebel wasn't just a pretty face. She had brains and brawn to match her unwavering devotion. When Jezebel, that diva from Sidon, hit the big 1-8, she didn't just throw a party like any normal teenager would do. Instead, she threw herself into a marriage with Ahab, the king of Israel. Talk about a strategic alliance. But folks, this was no ordinary I-do scenario. This union was designed to make their kingdoms the power couple of the ancient world. Jezebel strut into the Sumerian palace with all the subtlety of a reality TV star. She was determined to be more than just royal arm candy. She wanted power and loads of it. Ahab, totally smitten and probably weak in the knees from her charms, was all too happy to play along. With hubby's thumbs up, Jezebel started shaking things up by promoting her home turf gods, Baal and Asherah. Yep, she was turning the royal palace into the hot new club for pagan worship. Under Jezebel's watch, the palace didn't just host a few prayers here and there. It turned into the epicenter of all things Baal. Altars popped up like daisies, and prophets of Baal were snagging VIP passes to the royal court like it was the hottest festival of the season. 1 King 18:19. And Ahab? Well, he was so under her spell that he went and built a massive temple for Baal right in the capital. That's what you call being whipped. Jezebel's influence was so strong that the traditional worship of Yahweh started to look like last season's fashion, totally out. Enter Elijah, the prophet with nerves of steel and a hotline to Yahweh. He was the thorn in her side, the fly in her ointment. You get the picture. Elijah wasn't just a buzzkill, he was a full-blown party crasher. When he called down a drought, things got real and fast. 1 Kings 17. No rain meant no crops, which meant no food, and suddenly Jezebel's popularity started to tank. But did she back down? No way. She doubled down, hunting down prophets like it was Black Friday. Meanwhile, Elijah was playing hide-and-seek while Jezebel was on a rampage, vowing to take him down. The drama, the tension, it was like a reality TV show. But with the ancient prophets and royalty showdowns. Can you imagine the cliffhangers? Will Jezebel find Elijah? Will the rain ever come? One such showdown between Jezebel and Elijah took place on Mount Carmel, 1 Kings 18:20-40. And that was nothing short of epic drama. Elijah, our lone wolf, stands defiant, daring the prophets of Baal to a divine duel. Ahab, probably thinking, well, anything to end this drought, goes along with the plan. So there they are, 450 prophets of Baal, all decked out and ready to rumble against one solitary Elijah. Elijah, looking as cool as a cucumber, invites the crowd to witness this celestial smackdown. The prophets of Baal start their show, praying, chanting, pulling out all the stops from dawn till noon. But guess what? Nada. No fire, no nothing. Elijah, ever the comedian, starts throwing shade. Maybe your God is on a coffee break or taking a nap. As the sun sets, it's Elijah's time to shine. He steps up, repairs the altar of Yahweh like a pro, places his sacrifice, and, just for dramatic effect, douses everything with water until it's practically a swimming pool. Then, with a flair for the dramatic, he prays to the Lord to bring the heat. And boy, did he deliver. a fireball from heaven swoops down, incinerating the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even evaporating the water. Mic drop. The crowd, absolutely gobsmacked, fall to their knees, shouting, "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!" Now that's how you end a show with a bang. Elijah ordered the people to seize the prophets of Baal, and they were all put to death at the Kishon Brook. The victory was monumental, and the drought soon ended with a deluge of rain. But hold your horses, because Jezebel, the original drama queen, is not having it. She's fuming, smoke practically coming out of her ears. She sends Elijah a "you're dead to me" note, promising him a one-way ticket to the afterlife within 24 hours. Elijah, bless his heart, books it into the wilderness faster than you can say miracle. Now Jezebel, she keeps her iron grip on the kingdom, pulling strings left and right. None more notorious than the Vineyard scandal, involving Naboth, their neighbor, and King Ahab agreed. So hubby Ahab has his eye on poor Naboth's vineyard. But Naboth, sticking to his family values, says, "No way, Jose." Jezebel, not one to take no for an answer, forges some letters, frames Naboth for treason, and bam, he's stoned to death. That's one ruthless real estate tactic. Elijah pops back up with a prophecy that could chill you to the bone. He predicts Ahab and Jezebel's messy ends, involving, get this, dogs and a whole lot of licking. Gross, right? But Jezebel just bats her eyelashes. Fast forward, and Ahab bites the dust in battle, just as prophesied. But our little Jezebel isn't done. She continues to wield power through her sons, Ahaziah and Joram, who succeeded Ahab as kings of Israel. However, the time of reckoning drew near. Jehu, a military commander anointed by the prophet Elisha, rose up against the house of Ahab. Jehu led a swift and brutal coup, slaughtering the descendants of Ahab and eradicating Baal worshippers. He approached Jezebel, where Jezebel resided. Hearing of his approach, Jezebel adorned herself in royal garments, painting her eyes, and positioned herself at a window, projecting an image of regal defiance. As Jehu entered the city gate, Jezebel called out, "Is it peace, Zimri, murderer of your master?" Her taunt referenced Zimri, who had assassinated his master to seize the throne, only to die a week later. Jehu looked up and shouted, "Who is on my side? Who?" 2 or 3 eunuchs looked down at him, and Jehu commanded, "Throw her down." Without hesitation, the eunuchs hurled Jezebel from the window. Her body struck the wall and the pavement, and horses trampled her underfoot. Jehu entered the palace to eat and drink, then ordered Jezebel's burial, recognizing her as the king's daughter. But when they went to bury her, they found only her skull, feet, and the palms of her hands. Dogs had devoured her flesh, fulfilling Elijah's prophecy in its entirety. The dramatic fall of Jezebel serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of idolatry and ruthless ambition. Her life, marked by zeal for her gods and a relentless quest for power, ultimately led to her violent end. Her story echoes through the ages as a testament to the inevitable consequences of defying the divine order and the sovereign will of God. In the annals of Israel's history, Jezebel's name is synonymous with treachery and apostasy. Yet, her story also highlights the clash between worship of Yahweh and the pagan practices that threaten to engulf Israel. Jezebel's life and death illustrates the stark choices faced by the people of Israel and the severe repercussions of straying from the covenant of God. Jezebel's legacy is a complex tapestry of strength, determination, and moral ambiguity. As a queen, she wielded immense influence and power, shaping the religious and political landscape of Israel. Her actions, driven by fervent devotion to her gods and her desire to secure her dynasty's future, were both strategic and ruthless. In her rise to power, Jezebel demonstrated a keen understanding of political maneuvering and an unyielding commitment to her vision. However, her downfall underscores the perils of unchecked ambition and the destructive nature of idolatry. Jezebel's relentless pursuit of her goals led her to commit heinous acts, including the persecution and murder of innocent people. Her manipulation of the legal and political systems to achieve her ends reveals a disregard for justice and the sanctity of human life. Despite her formidable presence, Jezebel's story is ultimately one of tragedy. Her refusal to heed the warnings of the prophets and steadfast defiance of the God of Israel brought about her violent demise. The brutal manner of her death and the fulfillment of Elijah's prophecy serves as a somber reminder of the consequences of turning away from righteousness. In the broader narrative of the Bible, Jezebel's story is a pivotal chapter in the ongoing struggle between faithfulness to God and the allure of foreign gods. Her influence of Ahab and the subsequent kings of Israel contributed to the spiritual decline of the nation, leading to God's judgment and the eventual downfall of the house of Ahab. Through the dramatic tale of Jezebel, we are reminded of the importance of faithfulness, integrity, and humility before God. Her life, though marked by ambition and power, ultimately serves as a cautionary tale of the dangers of idolatry and the necessity of aligning one's actions with divine principles.